insecurity. That's why you can't create. It's not flowing because you keep doubting your body, your mind, and your potential. But I believe it's a deeper kind of insecurity, the one that convinces you that it's something to do with you, that there is something wrong with you, that what you're doing, it's not meant for you, and it feels like giving up. I've been feeling this way the whole day. I've been trying to record a video talking about something that it's really interesting to me, but for some reason I couldn't. So I gave myself a break to breathe it out, to write probably about it a little bit, and then I just fall asleep. I stopped recording videos at 2:22. When I checked, the last video was 2:22. Then I took a nap and I woke up at 3:33. And I had a weird dream. And when I entered to my Instagram by default, I saw a friend that I have on Instagram. She posted a video on her close friends, commenting about how difficult it is to record videos. And I observed her and I observed her reaction in the whole video, and it made me feel in some way identified, and I could see myself in another person. So I wrote this thing that I'm reading to you right now about insecurity. So this says, it feels like giving up. Like it feels like no matter how hard it is, like this is not meant for me, there is something wrong for me, and I'm not good enough to keep doing this. But it's all your programming limiting yourself. Why you keep believing those things when they pop in your head? Have you asked yourself that? And I believe that there are two ways to deal with this. You feed those thoughts, or you talk yourself out of them. And what I did was talking myself out of my thoughts, and I stopped myself from feeding those thoughts, you know? So I just took a nap, basically. I just took a break and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try later. Maybe I'm not in the right space right now to talk, and I'm gonna try in a little while. So I wrote, who is this person when you are not performing? Who are you when you are not performing? Who is this person when behaves with authenticity? Who is this person who is trying for their dreams and goals, even when you don't feel it, when you don't believe in yourself? At the end of the day, what matters is that you show up without having everything figured out. I still show up, I still turn on the camera, I still wanted to share something interesting about myself, about my life, about my situation. And I still show up and press record for myself, and that counts to yourself. And that means that you keep being resilient, understanding that a difficult day doesn't define you as bad. By showing up, by pressing record, by doing the thing that you are supposed to do, you are finding your own way. And some days will be more difficult than others. But the way you communicate to yourself and the way you perceive these things matter. Because what if I let myself sink into those thoughts? I'll literally delete every video that I made if I kept feeding those thoughts. It will possibly be, like, there is a possibility that I could just delete everything. That's how bad it becomes when we feed those thoughts, and instead of that, you talk yourself out of them. And I want to say that sometimes you won't feel motivated, you won't feel like doing it, but talking yourself out of that situation, and of course it's not easy, but you need to start somewhere. That's everything I wrote today. You need to start somewhere. And it helps a lot when you believe in yourself. It helps a lot when you talk yourself out of this situation, out of these thoughts. It's not about not feeling it. Of course you feel it. Of course you feel frustrated. And of course you feel that you're not enough yet, or that you need to be in a certain way in order to create or do something, whatever it is. And realistically, you don't. Everything has a process, and you need to trust the process, always. And you need to remind yourself that you are capable of the things that you put your head, your mind into. Celebration kind of thing. It's my washing machine finishing to dry my sheets, basically. So I didn't want to go to bed without being able to express how it's been for me today. I didn't want to go to bed feeling that I couldn't do something today. I don't want to go to bed and feeling like a failure, because trying will never be a failure. Showing up, even if you don't complete the task, will be more powerful than any thought that you can possibly have. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to go to bed that way. And it's important that we are aware of these things when you are in the process of creating something. It's important to be aware. Sometimes we self-sabotage ourselves. We let insecurity win us over. We let our thoughts defeat us. And you know you have the knowledge, you know that you have the potential, you know that you are meant to dream bigger. You know that some things are meant for you, but you just need to keep being resilient and keep trying and keep trying and keep trying and never give up on yourself. That's the message that I have for today. That's something that I became aware of today. And in other situations, what happened today will be completely different. Would have completely different for me. As I said, deleting my content or just saying, okay, I'm not gonna do it. It's just I'm shit right now, I can't talk. Or like, no. I believe that sometimes some days are more difficult than others, and it's important that we still show up for ourselves. When you see failure, I see one step closer to the goal. And I believe that that's the way we should view some aspects of creating something or putting ourselves out there in a different situation where we don't actually have too much experience, where we don't actually know where we are going, but we have a purpose, we have a reason why we are doing this. And that should be the only reminder. What are you doing? In my case, sharing my experience, putting my perspective out there for other people to not be alone on their own. People that probably are going through the same things that can also comment and yeah, just that. So that's the only thing that motivates me to keep going and to be able to express myself freely. That's also another thing that I'm working on. And at the end of the day, it's really easy to say, you shouldn't care. You should just post whatever, you know? It's quantity over quality. I don't believe that. I believe that we should choose authenticity over approval or validation or whatever. That's what I believe. So I hope this helps, seriously. And I'm proud of you for trying, for showing up. I'm so proud of you. I love you so much. And you never know how this process is going to be and where it's going to take you. So have faith, trust yourself, trust the universe, trust God, trust whatever you want to call it, trust your future self. But have trust and faith and believe that it is already done, that your path is already done and you are in the right path. I love you so much. Bye.